Hi everyone. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to create scriptable objects in Unity. For many of you watching, the first question that pops into your head may be, what are scriptable objects? Well, as defined by the Unity manual, they are a data container that you can use to save large amounts of data, independent of class instances. One of the main use cases for scriptable objects is to reduce your project's memory usage by avoiding copies of values. Basically, it allows you to store shared data independent of script instances. So what do I mean by storing shared data independent of script instances? Well, I'm going to show you an example here in MS or just Paint. So basically, let's say I have a game object called book, right? And let's say it's I can like basically pick up, and then it showcases, it just displays on the screen the contents, the title and author of that book, right? But let's say the book item, item that's in the scene, is they're all the same book, alright? So let's say a book item, and they all have the same name, author, and content. So that's why I have multiple. I could just go hover around and pick up. So, as you noticed, with each duplicate version of the book, the name, author, and content, even if they are the same book, basically, have the same things, are always being duplicated. So the book item duplicates the name, author, and content fields each and every time. But let's say I had the same book item, but it stored a scriptable object called book. Let's call this book data, alright? And we'll call it BD for short. And then BD has the fields name, author, and content. But now, if I use the scriptable object book, basically, for each book I make, honestly, the book class generally has just one field. Let's call this just a reference to BD. Now, for each duplicate book, for the name, author, and content, this book is now just referencing just one instance of this. So just one book data that is, let's say, Game of Thrones. So it's just and they all have Game of Thrones as their book data field, and they just all reference the same fields. This, as you can imagine, saves a lot of space in the long run. It probably doesn't matter if your game's really small, but like, let's say you have a really big game with a bunch of items. Let's say you have like a massive inventory system, and you want to save space on like the item data. Then you could use like scriptable objects for that to save space in the scene. So now I'm gonna go on and teach you how to actually make a scriptable object in Unity. It's really simple. So basically, you're just gonna go to whatever folder you want, scripts. I just have a folder called Scriptables here, and you can just create a C# script. When you create the C# script, it's gonna end up looking something like this, the default. And you see here, it's gonna inherit from mono behavior. You want to delete this, and you want to actually have it inherit from the scriptable object class instead. So delete that, have it inherit from this, and then yeah, that's basically the extent of it. And then you can have any field you want in here. So let's just have it be public string description, and then you can put other strings like an integer, game object, all that stuff. And then you can now have it, if you wanted to, add the attribute to the class. So you can add the create asset menu attribute to the class, whatever class you choose, and then you can actually now make it in the asset menu in your Unity editor. I'll show you what that means in a second. I actually have a book scriptable object made prior, and yeah, that's what we're going to use for the demonstration in a bit. I have a book reader class, and then all this does is basically take the content of the selected book and then displays it onto the screen by setting the UI element text to the corresponding fields. So yeah, then now if I go to books, I can create a book here from the UI, from the asset manager, or asset menu I think it's called. And then I create a book. I'll call this book testing 1, as you can see, was very, very successful. So I'm going to call this testing 2, all right? So, and then the author is going to be CS 3540 student. And the content is going to be this is a test. Such a groundbreaking book. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna run it now. I'm just gonna drag and drop all these scriptable object books into the selected book, and then I'm just gonna showcase everything. Ooh, Brave New World, Game of Thrones, LOL, Off the Rings, testing 2, and then testing 1. And that's basically it. So I hope you guys found this video useful. Have a good day.